coming at you today with a trainer tip. Today we're going to be talking all about hip hinging. It's one of the most important moves that we do, especially for lower body work. So we're gonna go over the basic mechanics and how it looks different in a squat versus a deadlift. Now before we do anything with the lower body, we wanna make sure that our upper body is ready to go. So we're gonna roll those shoulders down and back, keeping that chest nice and open. And then we're gonna squeeze and engage that core. We should maintain this position no matter what we do with our lower body. So the big movement I want you to think about is your hips going straight back, almost as if you're trying to close a door with your booty. So we're gonna do this a few times, pushing back, pushing back, pushing back. You see my toes naturally come up and my weight naturally goes into my heels. Now I want you to do that same thing, but instead of lifting your toes, keep the toes and heels planted as you push back. When I push back into this position, I should be able to wiggle my toes, but in order to keep our balance, let's keep our whole foot on the ground. So pushing back, pushing back, pushing way back. Now if we do a squat without the hip hinge, our knees bend forward like this, and our knees come over our toes. That's gonna lead to knee injury, it's gonna hurt your lower back, it's just not good mechanics. So the first move of a squat is to push those hips back as if you're about to sit down on a chair. And from there, you bend the knees. So the knees stay behind the toes and the back stays nice and aligned. Now with deadlifts, your legs are gonna stay a little bit straighter for longer. So when we push those hips back here, instead of bending those knees immediately like we would with a squat, we're gonna keep our hips tall and our knees slightly bent. Keeping that chest open, and as we come down, we'll reach a point where we can't go down any further unless we bend our knees. And that's the point when we're at a little bit of bend in there. And then we'll straighten those legs back out, and then use the glutes and the hamstrings to pull us back up. Again, it's super important not to let those shoulders round forward, because the moment they do, your lower back starts to take over it and pulls away from the glutes and the hamstrings. But by rolling those shoulders down and back, you put that workload in the glutes and the hamstrings to pull yourself up while maintaining great posture and protecting that lower back. Again, as always, keep that core nice and tight and engaged. That's gonna be the foundation for all of your movements. So a great way to check your form is to find a long object. Could be a broom, could be a dowel or bow staff like this is, but all we're gonna do is we're gonna put this right along our head and our back and our glutes. We're gonna make sure that this pole stays connected to all parts of the body at all times. So as I hinge my hips backwards, my head, my glutes, and my back all stay connected to the pole. The moment my head comes forward or my shoulders drop, you see that space created in there. Make sure we line the spine up, and if we arch our back at all, you can feel it right in there because it creates a gap. We're gonna keep that nice, strong core. You can run through it a few times. You see my head moves with my body. I don't keep my head up, because when my head goes up, you see the space created right through there. I put my head with my spine. So now that you've learned about those movements, let's go try it out in our everyday life.